we can come together and we can sit and think in those tough moments, right? So the world is going through so many challenges right now. And as we know, ISEC was born in those moments, right? So after a war and the people decided we are going to come together and we are going to work to find some solutions. So we are going to solve those challenges. So after the conference and we had a party and I was thinking, so people from different countries, from different, let's say, time zone. So some people are maybe were supposed to be sleeping. Some people were maybe supposed to be doing their own work or something. And all of us, we came together and we sit and we decide we are going to think of how we are going to provide some solutions, how we are going to think of how we are going to solve those challenges that we are going through right now. So I wanted to discuss a topic which is why do non-profit organizations exist, basically. So the question is, those organizations exist to contribute to our growth or to serve a purpose for the leaders or for society? So members, communities where we are operating, and even the social environment. Well, the conventional view is that those organizations exist to contribute to our personal and professional growth. But this is not the most simple it may seem like, because for the organization to contribute to our personal and professional growth, we need to design and provide good training program for our members, or they will leave, right? We need to think and implement also some relevant projects for the communities, or the institution will be closing their door. They are not going to accompany us in our different projects. And we can close our eyes also on the different challenges that the world is going through, or we are going to sacrifice the next generations that are coming. One of the leading non-profit organizations by the name of United Way said this one: non-profit organizations are essential to our quality of life. So basically, if we head to the land of personal and professional growth, we will set all these ideas right. But how do we put all those things that we above mentioned right now together? So we are going to see that we are a non-profit organization basically to grow. So we want to implement some projects so we can serve a purpose. We want to provide some good training program for our members so they can use those skill sets and they can work on those projects that we design. And we want to provide some long-term solutions to contribute to the world issue. So we want to make sure that in the future generations are going to benefit. And if we do that, what is going to happen? We as human beings, as people who are working in those organizations, we are going to grow personally and professionally. And we are not the only one, as I said, doing it. So as you can see on the screen, we have juniors who are doing the same thing. So they are addressing more in terms of entrepreneurship, developing those activities to make sure that, okay, their members understand the entrepreneurship and they are going to provide some solutions to the world issues. And we have ISEC, where we are from. ISEC is going to say, okay, we are interested in terms of global mobility. So students can move from one continent or one country to another, so they can live in a global multicultural environment. So they are going to learn those skills that we are going to need in the future to solve the challenge that we are going to. And we have also Toastmasters, where people try to develop those communication skills and leadership skills through the program that they call Pathway. And Rotaract, which is another organization interested in terms of how they are going to provide some physical solutions and those social solutions to the world issues, so they can make sure that they can come back with some solutions. So we are pushing the world to a great level. Now, what those companies, those organizations have in common? What they have in common is what we are going to call the bottom line. And what will be the bottom line? So it's about leadership and management. So since yesterday, the different talks, the different presentations have been talking about leadership, and so on. Now, what we want to do is to set those different elements and to make the difference between them. So what is leadership? What is management? So leadership now is going to deal with what we call vision, values, mission, purpose, or principles. So we have those things, and we need also the management, which are the tools that are going to allow us to reach our mission or our vision or our goals. So it's about planning, organizing, controlling, and commending, and so on. We have to understand that both elements, what is going to happen, we are going to have leadership that is going to deal with people. So we are going to lead people in the organization, and we are going to use also management as a tool to reach our different goals and vision that we have in the organization. So to come back to it, we are going to understand that we have a kind of connection in terms of continuity. So when we finish our experience as active members in the different organizations, we have to come back on those things. So we have GCI alumni that is pushing out the active members of GCI. We have ISEC alumni. So yesterday we have been going through some programs, and those programs are going to allow also our active members. So this morning, when the president of ISEC alumni was speaking, I got so emotional because I mean, actually, they need us more than ever, right? And we have also international entrepreneur that is going to also push Toastmasters, and Rotary is going to push also Rotaract. So let's come back to our own organization, which is ISEC. As I was mentioning yesterday, Noelle was clear when she was speaking. So she said, okay, we need your competencies, what you have as, skills. We need those things. We are going to use them, and we are going to try how we are going to make sure that you guys can help us in our different activities. You mentioned one of them, you speak. So wherever you are, we are global citizens. So you are from Ivory Coast, you live in Colombia, or you are from Colombia, you live in India, or you are from India, you live in Australia, or you are from Australia, you live in Canada. Anytime you have to have that connection with the organization, so you can make sure that you are going to contribute in one way or another. So share with those young people to make sure that you can empower somebody, and those persons also are going to join the organization. So we are going to produce the kind of change we want to have, right? And Maria also mentioned, our different programs that we have in ISEC alumni. So we can sign up to those programs, and we can see how we are going to connect with those young people, and we are going to, we made ISEC made us, so it's time now to give back to ISEC in one way or another, right? So basically, I wanted to go through this, picture. So when I see this picture today, I'm thinking of the kind of person that I became after I joined ISEC. So I didn't mention my experience previously because I was expecting that slide to mention it. So I remember that the guy that I met on the campus that was explaining what was ISEC to me. He told me, you have the choice, my friend, to be you or to be you. And I said, wow, to be me and to be me. So I am me. So why? He said, okay, I'm going to explain. The first you is going to be that regular student coming to school, studying, and going back home, and doing the same routine, and you are going to finish, you are going to graduate, and you are going to go back, you are going to look for a regular, job. Perfect. And the other view is going to be that person that is going to study, is going to graduate. At the same time, what is going to happen? He's going to also have some skills that is going to develop along the way with ISEC. So ISEC is going to allow you not only to connect with the world, at the same time, you are going to develop those kind of skill sets that are going to allow you to make a difference between the first you, which is the majority of young people that do not join those kind of organizations. And the second you is that person who decided, I'm going to join an organization to develop more skills. And I did it. So I started with one of the local committees, that was ISEC in Boaké. At that time, the country was at war. So when Boaké was in Abidjan, where I was studying, so I joined them. We started to work as just, prospect of the organization, and I did the recruitment. So after the recruitment, Boaké was supposed to go back to the city where they were. So I decided, okay, I can't stay in Abidjan and keep doing ISEC in Bouaké. So I'm going to join ISEC in Abidjan. So I moved to ISEC in Abidjan and I started to work with them. So I grabbed some opportunities around. So went to Ghana to work as team leader to organize the Western African Connecting Seminar. And I came back to my country and I applied as team leader training and assessment in the talent management department. So after applying, I took, what I learned during my international experience with Ghana, and I came to know that whenever you work in those kind of organizations, every single action you take, it's a kind of benefit that is going to make the difference between you and you, as the guy mentioned, right? And from there, I became LCVPTM. So from LCVPTM, I became LCP in 2010, and from LCP, I became the MCP. So what I came to know is that during the challenges, during the tough moment, that opportunities come around. So for now, we are going through this coronavirus. I think we as human beings, as ISECers, our skill set that we have and our level of resilience that we have, since the beginning of that organization, since we created that organization after a war, and from some few 6 countries, now we are in more than 128 countries. This is an opportunity also that we can grab and we can come together as we did yesterday. We were dancing those roll calls. Some people were at night, some people were in the morning, some people were in the afternoon. And what I came to know is that during the tough moment, it's where you develop those kind of skills. Because I remember that during those moments, I said in Cote d'Ivoire, we had a challenge because we just finished the war and we had no company that were able to accompany us in our different activities. So there was no members. Members, actually, all the universities were closed. So they want to renew them because after the war and so on. So I had only my EB members. We have to struggle to have, members. We don't have even an office. So we have to look for places, so church, sometime on the street we have a meeting, we have those different elements. So to make sure that we can share, some experience with them. And we got the opportunity with Microsoft that say, okay, we want to have a kind of project in Africa, basically, about, a program that we call USPAC, and we are thinking of starting one of them in Abidjan. So if you guys, ISEC, you can collaborate, we are going to work together. And we started to work together on that. And from there, I got, recruited as one of the speakers. And I took that opportunity to develop more skills, not only to regenerate more members to join ISEC. So from some few members of 7 executive board, we finished the term with at least 500 members, active members of ISEC. So we generate members in the local committees. And from there, I went to India for my internship. And from India, I came to Colombia. In the beginning, where I was working as business French teacher, so I came, the university called me to just design a business French content for them. And after that, I got hired. So they were satisfied with the content and I got hired. And from there, the business department called me saying, okay, we need you. We want you to come to our department because students are sharing some of the stuff that you are teaching in business French. And we believe that those things are not only for the few students that you have in business French. We think you can expand your knowledge in the business department. And I got hired to teach marketing and corporate social stability. So what I want to come to is that all those skills that we learn in ISEC, all those actions, all those opportunities that we take from ISEC are those things that are going to make the difference between you and you, as the guy mentioned. So to come back to my original question, which was, why do non-profit organizations exist? To contribute to our growth or to serve a purpose? For the leaders or for society? So members, communities where we are operating, and even the social environment. Well, what should be the answer? So if somebody has the answer, you can write the answer. The answer is yes. So somebody is going to say, okay, how can you answer yes to a multiple choice question? This is not a multiple choice. It is not zero something also. Basically, non-profit organizations exist to contribute to our personal and professional growth. And by doing so, only by doing so, what is going to happen? We are going to regenerate our personal and professional growth. So to reach basically the land of personal and professional growth, we have to follow the road of purpose. If we do that, what is going to happen? We are going to grow along the way. So I'm not going to spend so much more time on the talk, since we have been talking since yesterday. We have been sharing so much more things and so on. I just have my contact detail right here. Anybody who has a question or who want to discuss a topic, I just decided to go briefly on the topic because we have been talking about it. Ken has been sharing about it yesterday. Maria has been sharing, and all the speakers that came before me has been saying everything that I have to say. So I said, okay, thank you guys, because you did my job for me. Just I want to thank you for your different locations, and hope we have the opportunity to meet soon and to discuss some more topics, how we are going to change the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing, which we can see now how that shaped who you are today, and and what you're doing today in your own way to make a positive world. And Colombia, next time I go visit, I'll come hang out with you.